Let's rewind the clock. Way back. I'm talking ancient Greece, Toga's thinkers' monumental ideas. This is where we meet brilliant minds like Hippocrates and later, Galen. These weren't just doctors, they were system thinkers. They looked at the human body, this incredibly complex machine, and tried to figure out what made it tick. They didn't have X-rays or MRI machines. They had observation logic and a deep curiosity about the world. Their central idea was elegant, powerful, and it shaped medicine for nearly 2,000 years. It was the theory of the four humors: blood phlegm, yellow bile, black bile. Think of them as the body's internal weather system: air, water, fire, earth. Blood was the warm, moist air of spring. Phlegm was the cold, wet water of winter. Yellow bile was the hot, dry fire of summer. And black bile was the cold, dry earth of autumn. A healthy person, they argued, had these four fluids in perfect balance. Not too much of one, not too little of another. Health was harmony. It was a beautiful, holistic way of seeing ourselves. And believe it or not, this ancient wisdom gives us an incredible framework for understanding the health and reliability of the machines we build and depend on every single day. At first glance, a human body and a diesel engine might seem worlds apart. One is flesh and bone, powered by biology. The other is steel and wire, powered by combustion. But I'm here to tell you they have more in common than you think. I've spent my life building things, taking them apart, and sometimes spectacularly blowing them up. In all that time, I've learned to see machines as complex systems. They have needs, they have behaviors, they have a certain kind of life. They can be healthy and robust, or they can be sick and fragile. Think about it. We talk about a car's heart, the engine. We call wiring and processors the nervous system of a computer. These aren't just cute metaphors, they're useful. Both body and machine are intricate assemblies of interacting parts. Your body needs fuel, food. It requires maintenance, rest, and it has a limited operational lifespan. A machine is no different. It needs fuel. It requires maintenance, and it will eventually wear out. Ancient wisdom of the humors meets modern engineering. If body health is balance of essential fluids, machine reliability is balance of essential conditions. We can build a modern system of humors for machines. Viewing machines this way shifts us from repairmen to machine physicians. Let's start with the most vital of all machine humors: lubrication. In the ancient system, blood was the humor of life, energy, and vitality. It carried nutrients, it carried oxygen, it carried warmth. It was the river of life. In the world of machines, lubrication is blood. It is the essential fluid that courses through the arteries and veins of our mechanical creations, performing a series of jobs that are absolutely critical for survival. Without it, a machine seizes, overheats, and dies a very quick and very violent death. The primary role of lubricant is, of course, to reduce friction. You have metal parts moving against each other at incredible speeds and under immense pressure. Without a thin, resilient film of oil or grease separating them, they would grind themselves into dust. But that's just the beginning of the story. Like blood, lubrication does so much more. It acts as a coolant, carrying away the intense heat generated by friction and combustion. Think of it as the body's circulatory system, regulating temperature and preventing a catastrophic fever in the machine's core. Furthermore, lubrication is a carrier. It picks up tiny particles of metal worn away by friction. It picks up dirt that has snuck past seals. It picks up byproducts of combustion. It then carries these contaminants to a filter, where they can be trapped and removed. In this way, the lubricant is also the machine's lymphatic system, cleaning the internal environment and preventing the buildup of harmful materials. The ancient Greeks prized harmony and proportion in everything from their architecture to their philosophy. A body in balance was not just physically healthy, it was graceful and efficient. This concept translates directly to our second machine humor: alignment and balance. Think of this as the machine's posture and coordination. It's the invisible force that ensures all the moving parts work together in a smooth, synchronized dance rather than a jarring, destructive clash. When a machine is in alignment, it moves with purpose and efficiency. When it's out of alignment, it tears itself apart. Alignment refers to the precise positioning of interconnected components. Imagine two shafts that need to be coupled together to transmit power from a motor to a pump. If they are perfectly aligned, they spin as one unit and power flows seamlessly. But if they are even slightly misaligned, off by just a few thousandths of an inch, they will fight each other with every single rotation. This introduces tremendous stress, vibration, and wasted energy into the system. It's like trying to run with one foot pointing forward and the other pointing sideways. You won't get very far and you're going to hurt yourself. In ancient medical theory, impurities in the humors were a major cause of disease. The body needed to be purged of contaminants to restore health. This brings us to our third machine humor: cleanliness and contamination control. This is the machine's immune system. Its sole purpose is to keep the bad stuff out and the good stuff in. Contamination is the silent killer of machinery. It comes in many forms: dirt, dust, water, chemical residue, tiny metal particles from the machine's own wear and tear. Each one is an invader, an antigen threatening the health of the system. Think about the most sensitive parts of a machine: microscopic clearances inside a hydraulic valve, polished surfaces of a ball bearing delicate electronics of a control panel. Now, introduce a single grain of sand into that environment. To the machine, that grain of sand is a boulder. It gets caught between moving parts, gouging surfaces and accelerating wear. Water is just as sinister. It can corrode metal, degrade lubricants, and cause short circuits. Contamination doesn't just make a machine look bad, it actively attacks it from the inside out. Contamination control is our strategy for maintaining purity. It's about more than just wiping things down with a rag. It starts with high-quality seals and gaskets that act as the machine's skin. Filtration systems for air, fuel, and lubricants are the machine's lungs and kidneys, actively removing harmful particles. The ancient physicians understood that a person's environment and lifestyle had a massive impact on their humoral balance. The heat of summer could provoke an excess of yellow bile. The cold of winter could lead to a buildup of phlegm. This idea leads us directly to our fourth machine humor: the operating conditions. This is the machine's environment. This is the machine's lifestyle. This is the machine's vitality. It encompasses all the external factors that influence how the machine performs its duties: temperature, load, speed, the quality of the energy it consumes. You can have a perfectly designed machine, but if you operate it in a hostile environment, you are upsetting its balance. Temperature is a huge one. Every machine is designed to operate within a specific temperature range. Too cold, and lubricants can become thick and sluggish, starving components on startup. Too hot, and lubricants can break down and lose their protective properties, leading to rapid wear. An engine running constantly at the red line is like a person sprinting a marathon. It might be able to do it for a short while, but it's putting an unsustainable strain on its entire system. The machine is in a state of constant fever, and its internal components will suffer and fail prematurely. Load and speed are just as critical. Are you asking the machine to do more work than it was designed for? Overloading a machine is like making a person carry a backpack that's far too heavy. It puts excessive stress on the bones and muscles, the frame, the gears, the motors. This humor is all about respect for the machine's design limits. In the ancient humoral system, a person's underlying constitution, their fundamental physical nature, played a role in their overall health. Some people were just naturally more robust than others. This brings us to our final machine humor: structural integrity. This is the machine's skeleton and connective tissue. It's the frame, the bolts, the welds, the housing. Without a strong constitution, all the other humors are meaningless. Structural integrity is about resisting stress and fatigue. Every time a machine runs, parts face forces: tension, compression, vibration, torque. The frame must be rigid enough to maintain critical alignment. The bolts must be tight enough to hold assemblies against constant shaking. The welds must be strong enough to bear the load without cracking. This humor is the bedrock, the literal foundation, upon which the entire dynamic system rests. A weakness here jeopardizes the whole enterprise. The enemy of this humor is metal fatigue. It's subtle and dangerous. A metal part can take a single big hit, but fail from a much smaller force applied millions of times. Every vibration, every temperature cycle, every change in load. These contribute to fatigue and create microscopic cracks that grow over time until sudden failure. This is why routine inspection, looking for cracks, corrosion, and loose fasteners, is so critically important. It's a checkup on the machine's skeletal health. A strong structure provides the stable platform necessary for all the other humors to remain in balance and work in harmony. The true genius of the humoral theory, both the ancient and our new mechanical version, lies in understanding interconnectedness. A problem is never just a problem. It's a symptom of an imbalance. That imbalance will cascade through the system. A domino effect. The humors are a tightly woven web. Disturb one, and ripples hit all the others. Small issues can become catastrophic if not addressed holistically. Let's trace one failure. Imagine a small imbalance in cleanliness. A seal fails. Abrasive dust enters the lubrication system. Initially, nothing much seems wrong. Contamination degrades the lubricant. Our lifeblood. Oil loses its ability to reduce friction and carry away heat. The machine runs hotter. Operating conditions are disturbed. Heat and friction strain the bearings. Bearings wear prematurely. Worn bearings introduce vibration. Vibration attacks alignment and balance. The machine shakes itself apart. Repeated hits on the frame and bolts act like tiny hammers. Metal fatigue and microscopic cracks form, fasteners loosen. Structural integrity is compromised. It all started with a bit of dirt. This is the story of most major failures, a chain reaction. So what have we learned from these ancient doctors and their elegant theory of balance? We've learned that a machine is more than the sum of its parts. It's a system. And like any system, its health, its reliability, depends on harmony. It relies on the delicate, symbiotic relationship between our 5 machine humors: the lifeblood of lubrication, the harmony of alignment, the purity of cleanliness, the vitality of its operating conditions, the constitution of its structure. True lasting reliability isn't achieved by focusing on just one of these, it's achieved by orchestrating all of them. This way of thinking transforms our role. We are no longer just mechanics who fix things when they break. We become reliability professionals, machine physicians, conductors of a mechanical symphony. Our job is to listen to the machine, to observe it, to understand its needs. Oil analysis, vibration monitoring, thermal imaging, not just to find faults, but to assess the balance of the humors. The goal is to create a state of equilibrium. It's a continuous process of monitoring and gentle correction. When all 5 of these humors are in balance, the machine runs beautifully. Ultimately, this ancient wisdom teaches us a modern lesson of profound importance. The secret to a long and productive life, for both a person and a machine, is balance.